On this episode, we are going to be unboxing the Blitzway Ecto-1 1/6 scale vehicle. Hello folks, Denobi2 here. Thank you for joining me once again on another visual tour. For most of you who have followed me on my channel, I live in Vegas and Sideshow is based out of California. That being said, you would think that this package traveled across America. It's ridiculous. It is simply ridiculous, especially for what I pay for shipping. Mind you, I'm in Nevada, and Sideshow charged me $191 to ship this box from California. So I could only imagine and fathom what the folks in the East Coast would pay. That was the DeLorean there. I wanted to show you that little quick shot just to kind of give you an idea of the size of this box. And extremely, very heavy. It's 54 inches long. I get it. It's big. It's bulky. It borders a freight package, but it's not. It was still delivered by UPS. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And again, my heart goes out to the folks out on the East Coast that pre-ordered this through Sideshow. I can only imagine what your shipping charge is. So I want to point out this unboxing really should have been done by two people, me and a friend. That being said, I did the best I could. This right here is me being clever, using the slip package in there, the plastic wrap to lift it out of the box. This brown shipper has gone through hell, Ghostbusters hell and back. So I can't save it. It's not gonna. I just can't imagine myself using that brown shipper to ship it again. That and it's a real estate hog. It takes up a lot of space. The artwork on this box is gorgeous. I'm going to be a little bit skeptical, and you have to understand that my last Blitzway product was the ISS astronaut, which came shattered. So I'm on the fence with Blitzway right now. I'm like, okay, I'm being very careful. The box came with dents and dings, so I'm going to do my best. I did receive this Ecto-1 last week. Just been really busy trying to catch up on a lot of projects. I love that. I love that artwork. God, it's beautiful. Look at that art. Look at that. It's gorgeous. I gotta say, Blitzway. I like that shot. It's almost frameable. It really is. Being very careful. Being extremely careful unboxing, just in case I need to put the Ecto-1 back in its original packaging and ship it back to Sideshow. You just don't know. You don't know if it's arrived broken or Blitzway took shortcuts in packaging, whatnot. So, instruction manual, just one book. I thought it'd be more. For some weird reason, I thought it would just be a book. It's a fold-out type poster with instructions. Kind of glancing through it, very detailed. I absolutely did take my time off camera reading the fine print and the detail because there is a lot of parts. A lot of parts. I love the Velcro straps. I like that. I like the whole how it's kind of strapped in there. Retail price everywhere on this, it is 13 and change, depending if you go through Big Bad or Sideshow. It's averaging $1,400. That is twice the cost of the Hot Toys DeLorean, if anybody is keeping tabs, because the Hot Toys DeLorean was $700. What I did with my hands, I was looking at my hands. I wanted to make sure my hands were clean. I was like, oh, do I have any dust or dirt? Because the paint on that looks super bright white, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to dirty it. Now I'm using this right here. I would not have recommended myself doing it, but I had to improvise, kind of lifting this vehicle without breaking anything on there, and it survived the unboxing of the box. Going back to the box, Blitzway, they were very clever. They hid a lot of accessories and little secret compartments and whatnot, so I'm taking my time here. You guys see that little black cylinder thing there? It broke off the vehicle. To the editing of this video, I have no clue where this thing broke off. So if anybody purchased the Blitzway Ecto-1 and they know where that part fell off, please let me know. I'm looking at a little paint chip there, and just a little kind of throw on there. All the parts except for that one little piece, everything is intact. kind of taking my time. I am inspecting everything. Again, you know, going off of the Blitzway Astronaut, I'm just very, very skeptical, just in case I have to rebox everything. Little secret compartment here has the vehicle's, I'm gonna call it the power harness. I'm sure that's the wrong name, but it's the doodads that go on top of the vehicle's roof. Kind of cool. Slip that back on there, and being very careful, showing some love, boxed everything back up, and I'm going to put it back in its plastic wrap, and if everything checks out, then this box will go in the attic. One of the biggest advantages of living in the desert is that I can store a lot of these boxes in my attic because there's no moisture. It's a dry desert, and this stuff is preserved up there. Again, that little piece, no clue. That's gonna, again, while I'm editing this video, I'm like, where the hell did that come from? Have my tools there just in case, just back up. Always love to have my tools on standby. And one of the nice things about unboxing and filming this video is that this vehicle this vehicle, the Ecto-1, made me feel like a kid again. It's not very often that, you know, when I purchase a collectible piece, a Hot Toys, an action figure, that it takes me away. It blows me away. It's just, it leaves me in awe. And I gotta say, the Ecto-1 absolutely has my jaw on the floor. It really, really does. It's just one big giant toy, and it's just really cool. And again, just in shock and awe. Now I'm using my little model clippers. I don't want to use scissors just in case I scratch anything or the surface of the vehicle. Being very, very careful. And as I'm pulling this out, oh, there's a box there. Again, I didn't know there was a box in there. It says Ecto-1 on it. I'm gonna slip that out of there. Very clever of them to maximize all the space in the vehicle. Inside and out. Some styrofoam cubes in there, keep things from jiggling. And there's I can see another foam cube in there, which I'm gonna come around and remove it. Put that over there, and I'm gonna save this. I may need this later. This shot here of the computer panel, I had no idea this existed until I saw it. Until I opened the door, I'm like, oh, what is this? I don't think that was ever shown in the film. Same thing too. The attention to detail to the front passenger of the vehicle is incredible. Look at that. The butt indentation on that simulated leather seat is mind-blowing. That extra level of detail, I'll confess, I didn't see that type of love on the Hot Toys DeLorean. So Blitzway, you are definitely earning points on my book for this, because the extra shiny chrome, the detail, that old worn-out look, it's impressive. It really, really is impressive. And pop it up here, and you can kind of see a little computer panel on there. Look at that. It's incredible. That's just like, wow. I don't think you ever saw that, the actual interior of this vehicle in the film, right? Either in Ghostbusters 1 or in Ghostbusters 2. Not that I can remember anyway. Pan it over there. Look at that. That's, again, now it is a little bit difficult when you slip the actual figures in here, the actual Egon and Peter and the whole gang. You do have to kind of fidget and maneuver their actual posture to actually get them to sit down. But otherwise, they do fit, and I'll show you what that looks like at the end of the video. The secret box that was stashed in the back is the Gurney, the proton pack Gurney, and very carefully packaged in there. Again, look at that. That's just, wow. 1/6 scale, that's pretty. Again, I'm like, oh, this is the paint finish, testing out the joints, making sure everything works as it should. Very easy. No instructions though, but like I said, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to actually operate a Gurney. And position it right there, and it works. I'm like, oh, that's cool. You can, and if you folks haven't noticed, I am unboxing the Ecto-1 on the floor. I just being very careful. I don't have a table big enough to actually unbox this vehicle. Not to mention the actual weight of it. It's pretty, it's up there. And get the gurney, and there's tracks on the back that the gurney just slips in right in. So very easy, very secure. Works. Now let's look at the wiring on top here. And this right here, this whole wiring and stickers and all that scares me. All that. So before I get to that, I do want to point out that I am going to leave the plastic film attached to the windshield just in case of any user error, and that user error is me just in case anything drops or scratches and whatnot. So I will peel that off later at the end of the video. Again, the engine, the attention to detail that Blitzway was able to pull off, and you can kind of see how it's kind of jimmied there. There is a trick gimmick to getting this hood to lift. It's in instructions. I didn't pay much attention. I thought you could just kind of like lift it. But there is a latch that actually keeps the hood propped up, and which then you can admire the engine. Look at that! Look at that air filter. Look at the detail on that air filter. The belts, alternator, the radio. That's incredible. That's, I mean, for something that most collectors would probably never display. I mean, who out there is going to display the Ecto-1 with their hood up? This is more of an Easter egg. As a collector, this is an Easter egg that you can enjoy for yourself, or share it with others who would actually admire the vehicle with you. Now, I do have a thin wooden plank here, which I'm gonna prop up here. The Ecto-1 does roll. You do have to push it. Give it some weight to it, but it does roll. This little secret blended in is the battery compartment that takes the 4 AAA batteries. I love this. I love when toy designers use existing props or displays of a vehicle to incorporate the switches and the electronics in the battery. I love that. And look at that. It just pops right in. You wouldn't know that would be the battery compartment unless you read it in the instructions or someone told you, because I wouldn't have figured it out. I looked in the instructions like, where are the batteries? And then the other question was, where's the on and off switch? Instructions, I wouldn't have never figured this out. The on and off switch for the brake lights and the headlights are right underneath the gas tank. Clever, very, very clever. All right, let's go back to this hood harness here, which I found challenging because there's a lot of cables that need to be plugged in, and you really should have a buddy or a friend helping you out, and I had to kind of create a trick to get installed. What I'm showing you right here is the MP3 player. I did not know that the Ecto-1 gave you a MP3 player that's powered by an external battery pack. So you could install and download your own music tracks and sound effects, and it plays directly through the speaker. On top of the harness is the second power source to operate the speaker. Actually, well, the speaker is powered by the external battery pack, but the blinking flashing lights requires 4 AAA batteries, and there's all the connectors that do need to be plugged in, and that took me about 20 minutes. I'm not kidding. That was when I see all those wires and colors, I get flustered. I do, and I really took my time. So I did a quick edit on there. Adjusting the exhaust vents that do need to be connected before you can actually attach the roof harness. Now it's a little bit tricky. Once I'm able to get that, then I can start adding all the little tchotchke sci-fi doodads that go on top of the roof harness here, like that red tube. Like, what does that do? What in the film universe would those 2 red tubes do? Would they shoot pistols or bullets at ghosts? Would they suck in a phantom? It just makes you wonder, because you would think that Dan Aykroyd, as crazy as he is, he may have had an input on all the extra stuff added onto it. Now look at this. Look at that computer panel that I showed you earlier. Look at that. I didn't even know it did that. Look at that. That's cool. That's really cool. That caught me off guard. I'm like, oh, that's neat. That's awesome. I found that really, really nice. And I'm attaching the ladder, and if you can see right to the left of the ladder, there's a little a scratch. That was me. I scratched the paint already. That was with the harness. I was trying to attach the wires, and it kind of slipped. I'm using poster tack for tension and to secure that exhaust tube, because it didn't seem like it was connecting really well. So poster tack is my friend. I use it for everything, and it's safe on paint. And that right there, attaching the little exhaust clipping on tubes. Pop that on there. And get that secure. And then, oh yeah, the antennas. We got to get the antennas. Now that first one there is not very secure, so I definitely will be using more of that poster tack. I'll show you that. Kind of see how it's very loose, not very secure. You don't want to use crazy glue for that in case you have to repackage that. When you look carefully there, you can see where the poster tack keeps it secure. And the antenna, you definitely, let's see on the other side, on the opposite side, and you take it and you slip it underneath the harness to secure it, because you don't want that long, thin antenna just kind of waving in the air like that. So you definitely do want to secure it underneath the harness, like so. And you do it for the opposite side as well too. Looks good. Looks really, really good. That's what the other side looks like. Looks really, really nice. And I think I'm done. So I'm going to remove the protective film on the windshield. I think it's that time. Everything looks good. Everything seems to work. I've tested the electronics on top. Everything is a-okay. A little bit of trial and error. And removing that. And, oh, there you go. And then that one piece, again, I spent another 15-20 minutes like, where the hell is this? I figured I can glue it, but I just gave up. Gave up, no clue. Now, external battery pack to power the MP3 player that's embedded on there. That way you can kind of hear. Very neat, yeah. Again, you can. It's an SD card. You can put your own music. You can do anything you want with that. I essentially ripped off these sound effects off of YouTube. You can use your own MP3 music too. You can stream soundtracks directly from Ghostbusters. Pop it on the SD card and they will play. But I gotta tell you though, those the strobing lights. My God, they're loud. That noise you hear, that's the lights. Those things are just really, really loud. I ended up lowering the volume because I couldn't believe how loud those gears are on those spinning lights. But it adds to the effect. Not to mention, you have to let them warm up too. You would power on the switch and those lights wouldn't spin, and you're like, well, what's going on here? And then 2, 3, 5 minutes later, they start spinning on themselves, and you're like, okay. I learned through trial and error that if you just tap them, you can get them to spin a little bit quicker. Very weird electronic defect, but it works. It's not a deal breaker. I'm not gonna get rid of my Ecto-1. Everything else seems to work just fine. As far as quality issue, it's probably the spinning lights, but everything else seems to check out. The white wall wheels look great. The doors close properly. The hood closes properly. The MP3 player works really, really well. Again, this is just really, really incredible. Blitzway really outdid themselves. I can definitely see where the extra attention to detail and the extra cost went. Again, especially with the amount of lights that this thing has, the detail. There's tons of detail underneath the vehicle too that I couldn't show you on this video. I really needed something to prop it up, but there's so much detail underneath the vehicle. There's struts, there's springs, there's the wheels turn. If you lift the vehicle carefully, you can actually turn the wheels with the steering wheel. I mean, that's incredible. You couldn't do that with the Hot Toys DeLorean. No, not by a long shot. Not even the engine was replicated in the DeLorean. But Blitzway took the extra effort and they and they did it on this. That is the Proton pack. I just wanted to see what it looked like. That's who's Proton pack? I think that's Stan's. There you go. It's Dan Aykroyd's. There's that Slimer, by the way, is a 1/4 scale Slimer. So Slimer technically should be a little bit smaller, but with certain shots, the Slimer's size actually works out pretty well. Overall, I'm happy. I'm very impressed. The vehicle made me feel like a kid again. It really did. This was fun. I spent my whole day unboxing the vehicle, kind of playing with it, and it's really cool. This will really make a nice addition. I'm impressed. And I know Blitzway has a history of re-releasing things. I don't know if they're ever going to re-release this. This is 2 years in development in pre-order status. Don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, leave your comments below, and hope you enjoyed the video.